Allow the children to handle the budget every year.
It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. Off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego politico, my ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, my ego don't come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, my ego don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego die politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my egun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo. Man of the masses, my ego don't come, my ego.
Hello there.
My ego now I'm on, I'm on, do. My ego diary, number one.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live. I still look tired, yeah? I haven't had a good sleep since last night. I had a wonderful holiday. Family. I miss you too. Share the broadcast. Read the caption of this broadcast. Read the description as well. It is loaded. It's going to be a catch-up night, and it's going to be one of the best nights. Because we've missed a lot. Share the broadcast. A lot has happened while I was away. Sheikh Osama bin Gumi already launched a religious war with Wike. And there are already campaigns. Tinubu has shortchanged the Muslims. Abuja minister was meant to be for the northerners. The Middle Belt people disagree. Today is the third anniversary of those killed by the APC, Egbekegbe's government 3 years ago. Remember? Last time I was here, Naira to dollar was just about 1,030 Naira to a dollar. In 5 days, a dollar to Naira today is now 1,165 Naira to a dollar. Imagine that. Meanwhile, as we felt like the war in the Niger Republic has been averted, ladies and gentlemen, there is a breaking news. Kalu and God knows with who. They were planning to kidnap the president, the overthrown president of Niger Republic this morning. Yes, this morning. They would have kidnapped Bazoum from Niger jail and ferry him to Nigeria by a foreign helicopters. The junta just announced. Yes. Motide Ekule. Good afternoon to you. Abi good morning to you. Or maybe it is good evening to you. It doesn't really matter, okay? Top of the day to you. Yes, a lot can happen. You know what they say in politics? 24 hours is a long time in politics because a lot can happen. A lot that can change and alter the course of people's lives, politics. And this is Mayegun's diary political, the diary that keeps the record as they are happening and telling the victims whether you are ignorant or whether you are deliberate. On Mayegun's diary political, you will know where you belong, even if you are lying to yourselves every day. Now imagine 5 days with no real detailed conversation or report on happenings in Nigeria. Guess what you must have missed? Loads. But you won't miss them for too much, okay? Because Mayegun is back. And I'm going to bring all of them back to you. I mean, a lot has happened, as you all know, okay? But there are other things that you also need to know. They are so important. They put you in a very good stead ahead of others. When they are manipulating others, lying to them, you will be exceptional. Then they will be wondering, why are you so different? Because you know better. And you would rather do better than fool around when you are being fooled or manipulated. So yes, I miss you too. And I bet we've missed ourselves so much. But without wasting much of our time, we'll delve into it, one after the other. I am going to start with that of a Sheikh Gumi. Remember, we were expecting the FBI to release all of the documents and whatever was covered or buried, exhume them and let us see them. Not because in what Nigeria has become is likely going to make any difference, because today in Nigeria, a lot of people have accepted the criminality. Baba, she crime. Talk about if they no catch you, you are not guilty. Even if they catch you, make sure say any crime where you won't do, just join APC. Egbekegbe, That is the 50% of your crime likely going to be ignored. The other parties ensure that you have enough money kept aside before you get involved. It was a crime. Nigeria has done to that. The judiciary they've legitimized it, okay? So the conversation in Nigeria right now is not about a Tinubu forging certificate, peddling drug, and every other thing. No. It's about, what about you? Show yourself. Are you saint? It's no longer about morality or legality. Everything ti propoye. Igboro ti propoye. People are living on pretense. In fact, this Tinubu that nobody voted for, this Tinubu has managed to expose even those you thought they were intellectuals. I respect their opinion. I respect his view. You are respecting views of co-criminals because he didn't put out posters, Abi. Anyway, we were waiting. Omokolu titi lo si court. I'll show you that one before I go to Osama bin Gumi. Kolu is now, you know what he did with Chicago State University? Now, you know what he's doing in America? Kolu is now suing U.S. Department of State, FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation. He is suing the U.S. Department of the Treasury, Internal Revenue Service. He is suing U.S. Department of the Treasury, Internal Revenue Service again, and at the same time, U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA. He is also suing the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA. But you know the story. The full story is that Kolu may act like he no get sense, but there is actually sense in his no sense. In his nonsense. Okay? Kolu knows that when FBI said they were going to release 2,500 documents on Tinubu, they didn't say that out of anybody's willing request. It was a court order. And David D, now the ghost that is tormenting Tinubu, the ghost that is tormenting APC, Egbekegbe. There is no one that has any, any higher value in front of Tinubu right now than David Undeyi. You guys don't know what David did with the American legal system to drag all of these things to this stage. You have no idea. They sued FBI, all of them. They said, we have it on record that you have more than 70,000 documents. Akilode. Shebi, you know Pablo Escobar, the main Pablo Escobar. He was the most wanted drug lord on FBI, DEA, CIA list for years. Guess how many documents they turned out, FBI and all of these agencies in America released on him, including wiretapping, phone tapping, everything they had on him. 2,600. Tinubu alone gets 70,000. Kilo day. Who be this guy? Out of some of the FBI documents, the reason why some of them have not been released, like generally, was the same way David dragged the Chicago State University into exposing themselves this much by using their law courts. When they take you to court, you have to say it. Under oath, you have to declare everything. In America, it doesn't matter who you are. Once they say deliver, you have to deliver. And that's exactly what dragged this out as well. So if you can deliver David to Tinubu, Tinubu may actually wield half of his empire to you. His criminal empire. I'm just joking. But I'm just kind of to let you know. Because the damage is, it is beyond Nigeria. Oh bad, gone. But again, I will do my best to make you understand how bad it is. So the same thing they did with FBI. So FBI is not, they are not obeying anybody's request like that. Oh, they are obeying court order. But make I tell you the trick that Tinubu want to play. Tinubu doesn't really care about those documents per se. Okay? He is ready to spend whatever it's going to take to ensure that the narrative is different in Nigeria. But what about the international communities? So, in order for him to have something like a defense, make I tell you what they are planning to do. You know, they have announced the date to hear Atiku's case, Abi. I'm coming back to Osama bin Gumi. They could just follow me as the spirit directs. You would not probably regret it anyway. So yeah, you see, while we were waiting for FBI to open the Pandora box, Tinubu rushed to American court this week and sued the FBI and all of these agencies by telling them not to release all of those documents, because if they did, they are going to expose him to monumental image destruction, something very bad than irreparable damage. Here you get. So Tinubu sued all of these people, saying, please don't. Why that was going on, why they were doing that, they told the Supreme Court of Nigeria, they told the Supreme Court of Nigeria to quickly pick a date. Before now, Atiku has already filed his own discovery from Chicago State University. He's already filed that at the Supreme Court. Tinubu's people have replied, and they said, Atiku, the time that Atiku went to go and secure this new discovery, new evidence, has already passed the time. They said when Atiku was at the tribunal, Atiku did not present any discovery from Chicago State University. So it was after tribunal already dismissed this case that Atiku now came with a Chicago State discovery. Therefore, it is useless and the Supreme Court should reject it. Now, Atiku also replied and said, listen, under the Supreme Court so rules, if new evidence emerged that will help the Supreme Court to decide the case, the Supreme Court is obliged by law to accept those new evidence. They are still talking about evidence from Abi. Then Tinubu's lawyer now responded and said, the the evidence that they got from Chicago State University that Tinubu forged his certificate, they said that evidence was not received in a court of law, that it was just through a subpoena, which means Tinubu's INEC was not represented at the Chicago State University like a proper court. Therefore, Nigeria Supreme Court should not collect the evidence. Now you see, collect, no collect, 25% Abuja, rigging and all of those things that they were presenting, and the evidence they want to give to their Supreme Court. Supreme Court Batia announced. Supreme Court said, okay, while they were trying to block the FBI documents, because that would probably make it more disastrous, plus the Chicago State University fake document of certificate, because, make I tell you something. You see, inside the FBI document that they're about to release, okay, there is evidence that Tinubu did not go to any Chicago State University at all. There is evidence of that, okay? There is evidence of that this Tinubu actually went to jail 2 times in America. He was deported for one time. He changed his name, returned back to America. Those are part of that. The evidence of his drug dealing, including the one with Muiz, what's that guy's name again? Muiz something, and the other guy, you get. So they were going to release all of the details. How Remi Tifnumbu, Remi Werekwe, was also involved, helping Tifnumbu to open bank accounts, how they were moving money. All those documents are going to release all of that. Phone calls, phone conversation, court documents. Those FBI thing will release everything. His bank transaction in different names. You see that Amodash Golere that some of you always joke about or laugh about is true, is real. There are actually documents for it too. So what they want to do is that since Chicago State University said they didn't give him this certificate, okay, because they didn't have the record of him requesting for a replacement. Now, if the FBI documents now can expose everything, you go see document, you go fear. Oh, you go see document, you go see things, you go move. All of this, the allegation, no proof. Now this, no, evidence go there. And that is why, when some people said, Tifnumbu is wasting money on lawyers, I said, come to think of it. It's not that those in Nigeria didn't know what is going on. The Nigerian people who are trying to reject these criminals, who have rejected them, they are not battling against these roles. They are also battling against captured institutions. People of respected institutions in Nigeria, they have become compromised. So there is nobody to actually take any of these guys on. There's nobody to report to. So what are they doing? I'll tell you. Go and constitute the Supreme Court judges that are going to listen to Atiku and Obi, so that by Monday, the Supreme Court will throw out everything and they will say there is no evidence, and they will certify that Tifnumbu as a duly elected, no evidence, anything against, and all of those things are just, you know what I mean? Everything is just lies. So why that one is making the news, like the tribunal, where they didn't look at any evidence or anything at all, the Supreme Court will throw it out, okay? Now, when the Supreme Court throw it out, then if the FBI release any document that time, they will say, why didn't you use them in Supreme Court? Oh yeah, go and use them wherever you want. And since you cannot shame the shameless, they will tell you to live with it. So Supreme Court has released a date, and it is going to be Monday, the 23rd of October. And look at the justices. The first person on that list, Musa Datijo Muhammad, is retiring next week. Are you listening? That first justice, that one is retiring next week. But they want him on that list quickly. Then deliver him and go retire and give him his retirement pay. And in some cases, they are like, when this is like, you know, the image right is like this, right? It's a Kolu, you know, Kolu Komo Cutlass and said, hey, I get lawyers, we go delay them for like maybe a few days. FBI promised October. Now, this is 20th of October. Why are they delaying till now? So for Kolu to appeal and reappeal and do all that, but they will eventually release the document, Abi. But by then, it will be of no use or nothing anyway, or any significance anymore. Because by then, the Supreme Court of Nigeria would have spoken, all those justices would have said their thing, and Kolu's will must have been fulfilled. So, propaganda, lanje. That is exactly where the whole thing will end, Abi. Now, the, what do you call it? The second justice on this list is that Justice Helen Ogunwumiju. This one is APC member, APC apologist. She has a son who is also an elected APC member, House of Assembly member in Ondo State. Just like some of those who have used that same position, it simply means that you can tell where the pendulum will swing. Just pay attention to them. May not be like say, and then you can take a look at the rest of the names. Okay. So while that is kind of going on the side, all right, there is this Sheikh Osama bin Gumi. Now, you look at, see this Sheikh, is the spokesperson for the jihadist terrorists in Nigeria. Now, let me tell you about his influence quickly. Sheikh Osama bin Gumi's father was the first person to bring to Nigeria the modern day terrorism, Islamic jihadism. His father was the special Islamic teacher to the first prime minister, premier of the northern region. You know who they talk about? Ahmadu Bello. Okay. So are you connecting the dots now? Sheikh Osama bin Gumi's father was the Quranic scholar and teacher advisor to the first premier of northern Nigeria, Ahmadu Bello. And from record, through Ahmadu Bello, he was able to be sort of endeared or befriended the people from the Islamic world like Saudi Arabia, who decided to fund the expansion of his style of Islam in northern part of Nigeria. He received substantial amount of support from these Islamic countries at the time. We are talking about late 50s and early 60s when Ahmadu Bello got killed. It resurfaced some times later, but the product of his own loin, Sheikh Osama bin Gumi, has been a vocal mouthpiece for the jihadist terrorists in Nigeria. He said, jihadism will not end. Terrorism will not end if Nigeria continue to send military after these boys. According to him, those who are kidnapping people in Nigeria in the name of Allah or in the name of Islamic expansion, those who are, are killing people, genocide across northern Nigeria, they were not as bad as those who are demanding for the breakup of Nigeria. Because those demanding for the breakup of Nigeria are more dangerous than those who are killing Nigerians because they are infidels. So to him, you should reward them. You should rehabilitate them. And that was exactly what Boko Haram did throughout the 8 years that they destroyed Nigeria economy for these jihadists. Yet they left Nigeria in ruins with these jihadists still killing and murdering. When the Nigerian military said they were looking for kidnappers, they were looking for Fulani terrorists, and they were looking for whatever they told you they were looking for, and they couldn't find them, Sheikh Osama bin Gumi was able to meet with all of these murderous, bloody terrorists. And guess what? Those who provided him security, entourage, they were the same government of northern Nigeria, DSS, the Nigerian army, Nigeria police, Nigeria this, Nigeria that. They were meeting with the terrorists, and the terrorists were making demands on camera. Before they would stop killing, the government of Nigeria must do this, must do that, and all of that. Nigeria was bleeding, still bleeding. Osama bin Gumi, was not really more pronounced when it comes to speaking against all these vices. But yeah, it is the turn of Tifnumbu, the Jaga bandit, the Jaga aditi, the strategist, they are one weary. So, they lie to themselves about a Muslim ticket. I remember coming on my program here telling you that you will be a fool that believes that those who are propagating Muslim tickets are actually Muslims. And a lot of them bought it, fine. Just same way I told a lot of these mumus. There are those who are screaming, Emilokon, Yoruba Lokon. They are not talking about you, Yorubas. They are talking about themselves and their criminal gang and their coven, not you. And whatever they plan to do is never going to leave you on earth. You're going to be the victims of all of that. And look at it today. It's all happening. I don't know. Of course, they are happening. But yeah, I was away. And I was peeping through the old kind of media square, trolling and checking and, what's going on here and there. Then I came across Sheikh Osama bin Gumi fuming. Guess why? They said there was a report that they were going to revoke. They said Wike was going to revoke some land given to... Thank you very much. You have been generous anyway. I mean, all of you. So may I take a little break before I continue this story. I beg, my lips on the dry, self. So, thank you very much. And I hope I'm able to make your night. There's so much to cover. But let's continue. Sorry about that. Right. And the reaction of Sheikh Osama bin Gumi was that this is the problem. They have been quiet. And being quiet doesn't mean that they are stupid. And they have been seeing the moves of Tifnumbu since he came to power. And in their own conclusion, they know that Tifnumbu has something against the North and the Muslims. And people should tell him, this was Osama bin Gumi, said, people should warn Tifnumbu that if he continues on this trajectory of anti-Muslim, then they are never going to be on the same place, on the same level anymore. And this is the problem. This is Sheikh Gumi, Steve Fumino. He said, this is the problem. We cannot trust Nigeria's security with these Southerners, with these infidels. That's what he called us. All of us, we come from the Southern Nigeria. We are infidels. And according to him, Nigeria is more safe in the hands of Northerners than it is in the hand of Southern Christians and infidels. Lie to lie. No be lie. Go and read about it. That's what he said. But say, if all of us want to be honest, Sheikh Osama bin Gumi is a dishonest sheikh. Is a ethno-religious hate preacher. And he should be punished for it. He is inciting ethno-religious crisis in Nigeria. He should be sanctioned for it. Sure you get? Because all of us know, say, wallahi ta lie. Na lie, a lie. Nigeria became the terrorist capital of Africa. Nigerians became the second most terrorized people in the whole world under Sheikh Osama Muhammadu Bokwari plus fake Pastor Ruga. The two people that they told us in 2014, December, 2015, February, they said Sheikh Muhammadu Bokwari was going to be fighting terrorists physically. Fake Pastor Ruga, Oshumbade, Ikene Shatabandu, then will be fighting spiritually. Last, at the physical, at the spiritual. More Nigerians got killed by terrorists. More Nigerians got kidnapped. A lot of Nigerians are still living under the kidnappers. Some of them were sold off as slaves. At a point, the same APC, Egbekegbe, told us to learn how to live with our enemies, our killers. Because it's either your life or your land. This Sheikh Osama bin Gumi is now saying Nigeria is safer in the hand of the jihadist terrorists of northern Nigeria. The people of Middle Belt disagrees. And just like, maybe, dog whistle. You know something called dog whistle? Just throw it in the air and say, this guy don't like us, so he has been appointing Yorubas into opposition. This guy he doesn't like Muslims, so he's not a real Muslim anyway. So they're already fanning that. Can you imagine? Tinubu go appoint Wike as FCT minister. Who does that? They believe that Abuja, hey, I was reading about the owners of Abuja. They said that they are like baggy people. They are the biggest. Then you have others there too, like Basa, like Guari, like is it Guari or Buari? I don't know. There are other owners of, and all of these people are from the Middle Belt part of Nigeria, very far away from northern Nigeria. But there is a theory. May I tell you that one before I continue? Since time immemorial, it is like being the FCT minister is the birthright of these roguish jihadist criminal northerners. It's been like that. So to them, why would Tinubu go appoint Wike? And then they started that rumor. They said it's rumor. I don't know if it's true. They said a rumor. So they want to revoke the CFO of Abuja Central Mosque. They said the land was given to Abuja Central Mosque by Bala Muhammad. Remember when Bala Muhammad was the minister of FCT? He also gave Peter Obi land. He gave some of all these guys lands too. And they said that Peter Obi said, they gave me land, I rejected the land. That was about 4 or 5 years ago. Anyway, but they still announced it that it was also given land. So when the Wike was revoking all the lands, and they said they revoked the land of Abuja Central Mosque, that was going to be a religious war. It came back as not true in a way, but listen to this reaction after Osama bin Gumi's dog whistle. Take your time.
Wike din nan da aka sa Abuja ba matsala yake ba addinin ba. Shi ba state din sa ma cewa musulmi ya zauna ko kai ya zauna. Ya kori musulmi ya ci mutuncin su. Yanzu kuma ya dauko tutar Isra'ila ya kafa ya nuna goyen bayan arna. Abuja kuma garin mu ne. Domin arewa ce. Idan yan kudu suna ji da Delta da aka bude musu ko mu kuma da Abuja muke ji. Bai taba kamata a ce ministan Abuja ya zama arne ba. Wanda wannan abin da gwamnatin Tinubu ta yi na rantse da Allah shine sa kafar wando ɗaya da za ta yi da mu malamai musulun da ta sa za mu gane yaudarar mu ta yi wallahi kuma ta shirya za mu fara kalubalantar ta akan wannan. Abuja ba garin arna bane, bai arne da ya kamata ya zama ministan Abuja ya raina mana hankali ba. Mu ba baki bane a Najeriya. Ana tare bangaren Najeriya ana wulakanta dan arewa, wallahi ba za mu lamunci wannan ba. Za mu hau mambura kwanan nan mu ta hau mambari mu ta faɗa sai an tsige Wike ba, wallahi sai ka bar Abuja Wike insha Allah. Dan Abuja ba gidanku bane, gidanmu ne mu yan arewa. Kuma Tinubu bai san wannan, akan Wike kawai. Iya Wike mun maka alƙawari wallahi in baka tsige shi ba wallahi ba za mu zabe ka ba. Ba mu ba kai, musulun ticket din za mu gane yaudara ce mu ce mun daina. In za a yi addini na gaskiya ai kar a yaudare mu da addini. Ba shashashin mutane bane mu. Ka fito baro ka nuna aqidarka da kin musulmai. Nasiru ɗan Rufa'i bai rike Abuja ba, bai yi alkhairi a Abuja ba. Musulmai nawa ne suka rike Abuja suka buga misali, sun nuna wariyar launin fata, sun taimaki annan, sun taimaki musulman, amma wannan ya zo yana adawa da mu baro. to wallahi muna ga gwamnatin nan ta shirya ta sa dan ba wallahi ko zaki zare rayukan mu ki kashe mu na rantsa da Allah ba ma son wuke kuma dole ya koma shi is wicked person you are wicked man nonsense ka zo ka wani kafa tutar Isra'ila mu za ka mai da wawayen mutane wallahi wannan mutumin ya bani haushi kwarai da gaske ranar da na ga yayi wannan abin na ji haushi kwarai da gaske wallahi akwai zargi akan wannan gwamnatin tana so ta ci mutuncin addini wallahi ba za mu lamunci wannan ba tsakani da Allah ba za ka ɗauko mana wicket ka zo ka samu da shi a kujerar Abuja ba a nan Tinubu ba ma tare da kai ko kaɗan in za ka gyara in ba haka ba daidai yake kana so ka yi rigima da addinin musulunci daidai yake kana so ka yi rigima da addinin musulunci ministan Abuja bai dace da arni ba in ka kalli ministry ka duba ministan Abuja kamar an kirkire ta ne dan a rage wa mai yan arewa damuwa kamar yadda ba wanda zai inkari delta din nan bayelsa dan a rage wa yan kudu ne dan a rage musu damuwa ne to mu ma haka muke kallon Abuja kuma sannan Abuja din nan fa mutala ne ya tsara plan ɗinta shi ya tsara plan ɗinta yanzu idan ka je Lagos iyafat din Lagos mutala ne ya samu musu ita haka ba zai yi ba wannan abun ba zai yi ba tsakani da Allah Allah ya kare mu ya tsare mu ba ma son wannan wuke din gaskiya ko ma dai menene dai kawai a cire shi mu ba ma son shi in dai dan mu yan ƙasa aka ajiye shi to ba ma son shi ya koma garin sa a bashi mukami can da yake koran musulmi ya je a bashi mukami amma nan ba zai yi ya zo na anan ya ci mana mutunci ko ya zagi addinin mu Falastina wannan fa su ne da gaskiya ko ba su da gaskiya ma mu su muke so saboda suna cewa ashhadu an la ilaha illallah kuma ba su da wani laifi sama da wannan ake kashe su kar wani ya zo ya sa maka wani da ce maka wai Falastina wannan yan shi'a ne duk ƙarya ne Falastinawa su Ahmad Yasin su ne Falastinawa din ahlus sunna ne malaman addini ne Falastinawa din nan duk wanda ya sa su a gaba a duk inda yake Allah ya tsine masa albarka yan Falastin din nan mutanen Allah ne ana bakin ciki da Baitul Maqdis ne fa in ma duk baka yarda da yan Falastinawa ba me suke karewa ɗakin Allah wanda a duk masallatan da muke da su a duniya in ka dauke masallacin Makka da Madina masallaci na uku shine Masjidil Aqsa Allah ya ce subhanallazi asara bi abdihi me laylan min almasjidil haram sai ka ce me ila almasjidil aqsa alladhi barakna hawlahu nuniriya
All I have to just say is that everybody go collect. To them, now Muslim make them believe Tinubu. Now, to them, their reason for believing Tinubu, okay, for Muslim ticket was because Abuja was their birthright. He said they used Abuja to appease them, the same way they used Niger Delta Ministry to appease Niger Delta. So they must remove Wike from Abuja. That it is clearer to them now that this whole thing that they will give Muslim power, they will make Muslim powerful in a Muslim Nigeria. It be like say nah fake nah fraud though. My brother, you go now that one will affect you be that. If you come down south, they are already teaching the Emilocans. Emilocans. Àwa ló kàn. Whatever tó bá kàn yín bí àgbò this time around. My brother will tell me say they go teach Peter Obi lesson. They go teach obedient lesson. This my brother don't they cry like Egbere now. I mean, if no be school fees today, now hospital bill tomorrow, they value the naira in their wallet. Now everybody they feel them now. That is for those who were sold Muslim, jihad. This is not jihad. 2023 not jihad. Muslim must control Nigeria. Now they are feeling cheated. They know they get what they want. And a small size, okay? For the South, the Ronu gang. People where they talk Ronu. In February 2023, it can't be like say Ronu want to Ronu now. These days, people where they ask you to Ronu, they are now asking you that you should Ronu. It go better. In their mosques, I'll give you an example.
In the time of poverty like this, the economic principle of Yusuf is what everybody should apply in his own lives. Eat little, save more. You don't know what is happening. Kese la nri lowo, makasakasa timbo. A dollar was just 800 naira or thereabout a couple of months ago. Now a dollar is over 1,000 naira. How much?
Ó ti dójú ẹsẹ̀. Ó ti dójú ẹsẹ̀.
Yeah, down south. My brother who told me that I should continue crying. Now in tears, they wake me now. Say, Akilo today will tún lẹ́kún. I mean, can you imagine this, If I dey owe you 120,000 naira, listen to this, so. Nigeria strategy city jam strategy. I mean, strategy, no, sorry. Strategy. Yeti jam tragedy. Everything is disastrous. Or the propoye as we speak. If I dey owe you 120,000 naira last week, and I mean, if I dey owe you 200,000 naira last week, okay, I could probably just give you 100 pounds today. And I go tell you, say, owe that 100 pounds. The rest of the money go hard to ram. Just hold it. Don't spend it. Because if you hold the 100 pounds to next week, I don't need to give you money. Okay? Naira go enter gutter. That 100 pounds can turn to 20,000 naira. I mean, sorry, 200,000 naira. Now I give you explanation. Let's say last week, I borrowed 200,000 naira from you. Okay? No, sorry, I borrowed 200,000 naira from you. Right? So if I was to give you that money back that same last week, when dollar was somewhere around 900 naira. So that means if I gave you $200 last week, I will still be owing you money to balance up the 200,000. Sure, you know. Okay. Now, if I gave you $200 this week, my $200 now is now more than, it's now going to be 220,000 naira. Now, let's say I borrowed 200,000 naira from you last week or 2 weeks ago. Do you know that all I have to do is just give you $200 now? Now you go come dey owe me. But that same last week, my $200 could not cover 200,000 naira. So that's exactly. Somebody said, Nigeria is losing value to dollar. It's losing 10 naira per hour. I was like, oh, Dubai. And the way it is going, if he enter 1,500 naira to $1 by December, she strategy otiwa jamu tragedy by. I mean, she strategy otiwa ni tragedy by, and that is why it is no longer. You go see, Tinubu. We don't need this. We don't need his body. We need his brain. Tinubu can put together the best team. Tinubu knows how to select the best brains. Baba, when they handed over to Tinubu, 5 months ago, alaye, dollar at the black market, parallel market, was 710 naira. At their own bank rate, it was at 440 naira. Sure, you know that in 5 months, Mr. Strategy to tragedy. Between May and now, dollar don't turn to 1,170 naira. Pound sterling don't turn to 1,371 naira. Baba, euro got the gara 1,130 or so naira. Euro, you know. Everybody just come out a prick everywhere. Then they knock the naira. Naira, they scream, help, help. And guess what? They don't come on knife. They go slaughter them before December. You have no idea what this is going to mean to you. A lot of you are beginning to have the idea now. She go for japa. You done the budget your japa. Where you are, right here, where you plan your japa money don't they increase. You never japa. They don't tell you, say, increase. So somebody said they went to Computer Village in Lagos and they saw a laptop. And that laptop, they said, how much is this? They said, well, it's 350,000 naira. True story. And they said, 350. This one. I'm going to probably come back. So they looked around. They made up their mind to go back and pick it. And they told them that it's now 450. 100,000. Dollar don't change you. If you step your foot out there now, only to the change again. Oh. That is how businesses are struggling right now in Nigeria. And a lot of businesses are going to die. So when I talk, they say, people will tell me, say, Ojumi Mabo, you, this Mayego, you go cry, tire. Wait for Tinubu, you go see idea. You go see blah, 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 blah. Now then come they accuse me now, say, Shay, are you now happy? Go and read the comments. Go and see their comments right now. Instead of them to actually take responsibility. Take responsibility for your stupid choices. You need to see, that is one thing. We must take responsibility. We must all take responsibility for everything we push or believe in or decide to do. You won't take responsibility. I am talking about it. Now you want to turn it around. The same way you turned your certificate forger, heroin trafficker, Tinubu, Baba we know well. Abi, you turn the story around and you are accusing other people. People will be saying, don't be them be the president, don't be them they your offices and then bringing this bad image to Nigeria. You are looking for their, oh yeah, you unko. What about you? You unko. What about your papa? What about your this or that? Now, when we say the calamity, don't they befall every one of you? A lot of you, they don't send your children back from school now. You know if you pay school fees. They on social media, they tell Mayegun, are you now happy? Are you mocking us now? Hey, are you better than us? Are you God? Olori Brukumbere question. You they ask me question. Oh, Rigo Lojuti, you no get shame. Some of you no get shame. Hi. You will be say, the other time, maybe say a few months ago. Now like this, una de masturbate in public, like person will use Viagra, like somebody who was on colos, like people will get mental problem, because that's what it is to me. You were campaigning and supporting murderers, those who murdered you, destroyed your economy. They had nothing to offer you. You dey here, they tell me say you go put me to shame. Now when we say shame, don't they follow every one of you? Poverty, they don't preach about how to cope. You will say 5 months, you believe that they don't make decisions. They could don't make some policies. We go rejig your economy. They bring them back small. You can't realize, say, that they use you cash out. Now billion you do here. They can't disappoint you, then break your heart. You want to take it out on me. You want to take out on me. You want to take it out on me. Blame me. You want to blame me. Are you mocking us? Instead of us to pray for our leader. Ogunlo makpa lo makpa wat àwọn leader. Shami. Olórí burúkú yín dere ni Shami. Àmì ni ó ṣe. Olórí oye Ogunlo makpa lo makpa wat àwọn leader. Ẹ̀yin wèrè. See. You were here a few months ago. Una they get this muscle. Mosquito muscle. Mayegun, we go show you. We go make sure say Obi cry. Una they show muscle. Oh yeah, try am if them born your papa Mayegun. Jagaban all the way. Olori Bruku yin kon dey shout Jagaban why? Jagaban why? Ewo nu lo mosque leni. Did you go to mosque today? Jumat service. You know go there go pray to Allah. May you can't change your situation. Pay your bills. Abi? They come. For the one where I went, this is what they teach us. How to cope with poverty. Poverty war iron, what do you call it? Iron element and body armor. Poverty to war body armor. For us today, they say, oh man, they prepare. They even advise you, say, man, you know they go online again. They save your money because whatever they see now, preparation for the Armageddon, what they might happen.
In the time of poverty like this, the economic principle of Yusuf is what everybody should apply in his own lives. Eat little, save more. You don't know what is happening. Kese la anri lowo, makasakasa timbo. $1 was just 800 naira or thereabout a couple of months ago. Now $1 is over 1,000 naira. How much will it go? Nobody knows. Torito on se falafulu. Ogba salary kilawa. Igberaga week. Ogbera recently like. Eat little and save more. Aye ta nje chicken kola wa yi ma. Aye shawarma koma. Aye ice cream ko. Mugari. Jekpama bagbe ta doctor sọ pé kò ní nutritional value. Kí ló fẹ́ nutritional value pẹ̀lú kíni? Jekpama mugari orí ẹja. Wallahi kò rẹ́rìn. Bó bá lọ ṣe falafolo pẹ̀lú owó ìyà ó jẹ ọ́ bákẹ́. This is the time to save more. Kálukú ló mọ tí ń san lówó school àwọn ọmọ níṣẹ́. I started by paying 25,000 naira per term 2 years ago. Last year, 50,000. Wallahi, this year is 100,000 per child. Now, imagine having 4 kids going to school and I have to pay over 1.2 million naira in a year. Divide my salary in a year by 2. How much will remain? Gas is in Benley. Pampers in Benley. Emino so my boy yin ra fila yin ra so. Mbo ni ka fi gbogbo yin si ibad Allah. So this is the time to apply the basic principle of economics of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. Save more, eat a little. Somebody told me there is nothing to save. I told him you are a liar. Where do you get money to buy data and check Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram? You work, you're on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram, on WhatsApp, you are everywhere. And you say there is nothing to save. The money you use to buy data, save it. Do you need data to survive? Kí data ọ̀tọ̀ dé kí là ń lò tí àgbáyé ni. This is a basic fact. Unless your data is fetching you money, wallahi ò need the data. Kò need kó maintain lọ Nigeria láyé kí ló kàn bẹ́ẹ̀. You don't need it. Unless your data is fetching you money, we are spending more on until consume wa junta and save lọ.
Disable, akishete, àtisẹ́tẹ́ àti ń parọ́ tipẹ́ àtisẹ́tẹ́ òtítọ́ òdìmú òdodo òsìmọ́ àtisẹ́tẹ́ kágbádé fáláre àtisẹ́tẹ́ kágbẹ̀bí fáláre àtisẹ́tẹ́ adájọ́ ń parọ́ torí owó àtisẹ́tẹ́ òtìlú ń parọ́ nítorí ipò àtisẹ́tẹ́ èdò gbówó mi ńtẹ́ àtisẹ́tẹ́ ìjà ń jàrá.
Wọ́n ń sẹ́ ẹ̀tìṣẹ́bó ejò ń gbówó mi ń sẹ́ ẹ̀tìṣẹ́bó. Coping mechanism, that is what it is called in Nigeria now. Coping. How do you manage and cope in this Nigeria? Don't lie to yourself. When they are shouting this to defend these criminals, and you jump there, you decommode clothes inside that your skeleton body or your pot belly body where they show the frame where they carry them. You don't see pot belly person when Nigeria don't show shege before. If I show you the picture, it's gonna be like a graphic video. I have to put warning. You know, the talk say if you are a big person, even if you dey suffer, even if you dey hungry, it no go show for your body. People no go believe you if you tell them say, "Omo, I never chop for the past 2 days." They go say, "Are you sure?" Because you have the whole body to cover it. Sure, you get that? That people don't believe big people when they say they are not. I am broke. They just like, no. Nigeria know they show for your own body. You get body for this country People like you, Alara Omoyane, you know they show for body like you, Baba. Omo, you don't they show for body. Oh. They no person that is sick, they don't diagnose them of anything. Oh. Pot belly person will get kwashoko. It's not even kwashoko. It turned pot belly turned to kwashoko. They come out cloth like this, you go to see all the ribs. So say, but where you go, you get belly or wait happen. I have seen worse, so some of them I can't show you because of our children. They shouldn't be seeing all of that.